Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If this your first time seeing my face, then welcome. Become a part of my crew. Subscribe to my channel, of course. Hit your notification bell to keep up with me. Like the video and leave a comment down below. And if y'all returning and it's not your first time here, then what's up? Welcome back. You know I have a story time. Let me just say, toodles to you guys who stay in those states that are cold. It was 49 degrees here in Miami last night. Why? I was so cold. Too cold. Like, why was it 49 degrees in Miami last night? Like, I am snuggled and cuddled. If I had balls, I would say that I was freezing my balls off. But I don't have them, so I was freezing my nipples off, y'all. Like, last night was so cold. 49 degrees for Miami. How do y'all do it that stay in states that snow? I couldn't. Like, it would be a waste of a trip if I ever visit a state that's so cold. I would literally just stay in the room snuggled the whole trip. Like, for real. Enough with all of this talking, y'all. I'm gonna get into the story time. Let's go ahead and get into it. So this temp agency I used to work for, like, at the beginning of like 2020. I had like 2 or 3 temp agencies, because when one temp agency didn't have a job, I can always call the other temp agency and they could probably have me a job. They were security, they were like building jobs, concierge, front desk jobs, and I had some choices. Now, in 2020, y'all know it was that COVID time, the CVID time, and everybody had their little munions, whether it was unemployment, you was hustling, you did some scams. But nah, I was selling my handbags. I had just popped off my Turo. I was getting unemployment. So I had a few hustles going on. I really did not need to work. I was really good. Like, I wish it can go back to how it was. Like not the sickness part. I'm talking about my financial point. I wish it can go back to how it was that time, because I was good. But I had a few temp agencies under my belt, and I was in their system. So sometimes they would email me. And one guy specifically I was really close with, he would always hit me up and be like, Londa, I got work for you. And I'm like, okay, when I needed it. So he emailed me. I'm like, I don't think I want to work. I'm living a life like it's golden right now. So I gave it a little thought. I call him and he tells me about the position. He was just like, it's easy. Like, it's just a leasing office at an apartment building. You're just going to be in there, maybe answering phones, answering the door for the residents. You know, very simple job, very easy. So I was like, I'll think about it, because I don't think that I'm ready to start working right now. But I don't never turn down no good dollar. Nope, I don't turn down no money. That's a little side hustle. It's very easy, I'm going to take it. So I thought about it and I called him back and I was like, yeah, you know what? What's up with this position? So we go over the ins and out. He's like, you know, it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And it's only maybe a month or 2 that you'll be working, because it's a contract. So I was like, okay, deal. I'll do it. So he gives me the start date. Now, I was a little worked up about this, because I hadn't, around that time, I hadn't really worked for a while. Like, I wasn't really working. I was doing my side hustle thing like I'm still doing today. And I was really living off myself. I was doing good. So I was looking forward to kind of like not being in the house all day. I wake up very early, take my shower, put on my clothes, and I did not have a car. So my boyfriend had to take me. Traffic was okay. We make it there at a reasonable time. Now, I was supposed to start at 9 a.m. We're in front of the building. I get out. I knock on the door. I was supposed to be there at 9 a.m. I was there at 9 a.m. But the doors were locked when I walked up and tried to open it. So I'm looking around. I don't see anybody. I see maybe 1 or 2 maintenance workers, and I stopped one of the maintenance workers. I'm like, hey, what time does the property manager get here? I'm supposed to start working here today. He's like, hey, welcome. My name is John. And yeah, she is always late. Like, she's pretty much, you can go sit in your car. She's going to be here in about 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm like, okay. I go back to the car and I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, let's go get some food. Let's go get some McDonald's. McDonald's is right up the street, because this is my first time working here. I don't know when my lunch break is going to be. I don't know if they give us, I just don't want to be out on my luck just trying to be cute. So I'm like, let's go get me some breakfast and have a hearty, hearty meal on my stomach to get the day started. So me and my boyfriend, we go get the breakfast, and we're sitting, we park back in front of the leasing office. She's still not there. She's not there. So, and how I know it's supposed to be a woman, because the guy who hired me, he told me it's a woman. He told me her name. It's a property manager. She's a woman. So I'm looking for a woman. I'm eating my food. As soon as I start eating my food, this car pulls up next to us, and I look up. A guy gets out. He had on a nice suit, and he was a black guy, and he looked pretty young, had on some glasses, kind of chunky, had a big butt. I ain't gonna lie. He was chunky, he had a big butt, like he was shaped like a woman. He had childbearing hips. Yep, he did. So I was like, maybe he's an assistant property manager, or maybe he's just a worker. I don't know. I thought he was a property manager. So my boyfriend was like, okay, maybe that's him. So I start packing my little food so I can go inside. But I did tell my boyfriend, I'm like, hey, do not pull off just yet, because just to make sure that I'm good to go. So he sat out there. I went inside. Now, when I went inside, the guy, he was just like putting his bags down at this desk. It was very like dark inside. So he was turning on the lights that was inside. Now, I had left something that was in the car. So I go back outside to the car, and I tell my guy, okay, I think I'm good, because the guy, he didn't say anything to me. He didn't question me or nothing. So he was expecting me. I told my guy, good, you could go. Kiss my guy goodbye, and I grabbed what I needed to get out of the car. And I goes to walk back to the leasing office, and the door is locked. Now, I'm sitting there, and it caught me off guard. So I'm sitting there, and I knock, and he didn't answer the door, y'all. The guy, for like 10 seconds, I can hear him like dragging his feet toward the door. Now, I thought that was a little strange. Like, why would you lock the door and you literally see my purse, my food right there I left on the chair? Why would you lock the door behind me? So I didn't think much of that at first, but it caught me a little bit, because I'm like, why is the door locked? Even my boyfriend was just like, why he locked the door? I shrug it off. I can hear him dragging his feet to come open the door for me. So he opens the door, he looks at me, and I just walk inside. So I sit down on this couch that they had inside the leasing office. He is still settling in at his desk, and eventually he settled in, and he's like, his computer, okay, so I'm sitting here, this is me facing y'all, and he's sitting here facing that way with his back toward me inside of this office. So I'm sitting there, and I open my plate because I'm finna eat my breakfast. I'm gonna continue eating. And while I'm eating, I was like, I feel a little weird. Like, I thought the property manager was supposed to be a woman. And if he's a worker here, he's very rude. Like, he didn't say good morning. He didn't introduce himself. He didn't ask me what my name was. He didn't say anything to me. So I was sitting there eating. I'm like, this is a little weird. So I sit down. And finally, I finish eating my food. He still has his back turned to me. So I say, excuse me. He's sitting on the computer. I say, excuse me. He turned around. He's like, yeah. I say, are you one of the property managers? He was like, nah. So, I'm still trying to keep going, y'all. I'm still trying to keep it going. So I'm like, well, where's the property manager? My name is Londa. I'm supposed to be starting today, So he was like, oh, she on her way. And he turns around and he starts working back on his computer. I'm fumbling in my purse right now. I don't know what to do. When you get a little, like, you just caught off guard. I'm just fumbling in my purse, and I got up and threw the McDonald's bag away, and I'm glancing up at him occasionally. He still has his back turned towards me. So, okay, I'm sitting there, and I got my phone out, because now I start texting my boyfriend. I'm texting my boyfriend. I'm like, this is so weird. Like, I feel weird. Like, I don't feel welcome at all. Like, I'm telling my guy, I'm like, yeah, he locked the door on me. And then when I'm sitting here, he's not even saying nothing to me. Like, he won't even introduce himself. My guy was just like, just have a good day. Just wait for the property manager. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to wait for the property manager. A couple of minutes go by. This little small Spanish lady comes in. And she's like, oh, good morning, because I'm sitting there on the couch. She's like, good morning, Yolanda. I'm like, yeah, good morning. And she was like, oh, welcome. Now, she was very nice. So she was like, I am the property. I'm going to stop doing the accent. But she was like, I'm the property manager. And yeah, welcome. Thank you for being on time. I'm so sorry that I'm late. She was blah, 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 giving me excuses or whatever. The whole time, the guy is just still sitting at his computer with his back turned towards us. He didn't even turn around to say good morning to property manager lady. So it was just weird. And how I know this is because, I don't know about you guys, but when something starts to bother me or something starts to seem a little fishy, I can't keep my eye off it. So yeah, when she walked inside the door, I was looking at him like, okay, damn, you're not going to say good morning? You're not going to say hi to her? I was thinking that, but of course, I already had done figured out that he's part of the temp agency. He probably came from the same company I came from because he's here. So I just figured that in my head. So the property manager is still standing in front of me and we're having a little slight conversation. And then eventually she sees that he didn't like come greet her or whatever. So she was like, and this is Dummy. And she was like, this is Dummy and he's my assistant and you will be working with him. And yeah, he's like, y'all supposed to work together to help me out. Now, while she's saying all of this, a Dummy did not turn around. He's still on his computer with his back turned towards us. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be a little awkward, but I'm going to push through because it's a job. I'm not here to make friends. Whatever. He probably not having a good day. So the property manager is just giving me a rundown on the things that we're supposed to do and the things that I'm going to be doing today. And I'm like, cool. So she gives me some work order cards, maintenance cards. People put in requests to have things fixed in their apartments. She was like, here go these stack of cards. And you and Dummy, are going to like check off these cards. So every card that's not checked off just yet, call the resident, ask them, has the problem been fixed? And if it's been fixed, then you're going to mark it off. So she gives me a stack of cards, right? Maybe like this big. I'm not going to lie. A big old stack. So when she gave me these cards, I'm like, who, what? They must don't be up on a maintenance game at this property because what? So when she gives me the stack of cards, she turns around and she goes into her office. So I take the cards and I split it in half because what did she just say? She said, you and Dummy supposed to do this with these cards. So I split it in half and I put half of it on his desk because he had his back turned and he heard her. So I go sit at the open desk that was on the other side. Now, at this point, Dummy has put AirPods in his ear. He's talking on the phone with somebody at this point. So I'm sitting at the desk and I have my little cards and I got my pen and I see the first one I checked off. I call, ring, hello, Miss Thomas. Did they come fix your AC? She like, yeah, they fixed it. I check it off. I'm going down my list. He's still on the phone with his AirPods, right? So I don't pay him no attention. I'm still calling. Hello, Miss Ariel, did they come dry your carpet like they were supposed to? She was like, oh, nah, baby, they ain't come. So I leave that to the side. Y'all need to come fix Miss Ariel carpet. I take a look to Dummy. He hadn't turned around and he haven't touched his cards just yet. So I'm like, okay, he's on the phone. Let him finish his business. He gonna get to his stack of cards. So I continue going through my stack of cards. Hello, Mr. Johnson. Yeah, your doorknob, is it still hanging off? Nah, baby, my doorknob fixed. It's good. So I check Mr. Whatever his name is. I check him off and I'm going through my list. Now, like 10 minutes later, I look at Dummy. He has yet to turn around and he's still on the phone and he has not made one phone call just yet. The property manager is still in her office. So I'm still working because I'm just working. I get to a card. I didn't understand. I forgot. I don't remember what exactly I did not understand. I walked up to the property manager. She was on the call. Like she was busy. I walked up and she did like this to me. So I look over to Dummy. And I'm like, dang, I really don't want to talk to this man. He has given me the cold shoulder since this morning. So I walk over slowly to Dummy, and he's still on the phone with his AirPods. I'm like, excuse me, Dummy. He's still talking on his phone like he don't hear me. Am I invisible? So I said, excuse me, dummy. He's still talking on his phone. I could not believe the disrespect that I was receiving from this guy this morning. Like, y'all have to understand, like, I be so thrown off. Like, I don't know what it is. It can't be me. Like, sometimes I be blaming myself. Like, damn, did I do something to this man? Like, is my personality that bad? Like, damn. But some people really just be off their rockers. Like, and you have to accept that. And I don't know. I was just so shocked. Like, he was really just dissing me. He was really like giving me the cold shoulder, y'all. Like, this man was not feeling your girl. He was not feeling me, y'all. He was So I'm standing there. I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Dummy. So he finally turned around. He was like, hold on, bro, hold on. So I'm like, can you tell me how to do this or explain? I don't remember what it was, but do this or whatever. He was like, nah, I don't even know what they say. And he turns around and continue talking on his AirPod. He wasn't feeling your girl, y'all. He wasn't feeling me. So I'm standing up and I was staring at the back of his head. I told y'all he was like, he had like childbearing hips. He was chunky and thick. He had like a little roll in the back of his head. So when he turned around on me, I was like staring at his sausage neck. I was like, because I wanted to say something. But I go ahead and I just sit back at my desk and I just put that card to the side and I just finished my cards. So now it's a little time later. We're all sitting. It's quiet. It's quiet. It's quiet in there. I don't know. No residents has come. No phone calls, really. The property manager was like, I need to go make a quick stop. I'm going to be right back. I'm like, okay. So now the phone is ringing now. Soon as she leaves, the phone is ringing. So I'm sitting at this desk. The phone is ringing. Ring. Ring. I looked to dummy. And I looked to dummy because I know how to answer phones, but it seemed like he been here way longer than me. It looks like he was here before me, so he should have experience on how to work this property, right? So I'm looking at dummy. Ring, ring. He is still on his AirPods, still talking like he don't hear nothing. This man, is something wrong with people. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, the next call, I'm gonna answer it. So some minutes go by. The next call, ring. Because I guess the residents was maybe calling the property manager's phone and she wasn't there. So it was going to the, where me and the guy was sitting. So the phone is ringing. So I pick it up. I just freestyle it. Man, the Osmo Pocket 3, count your days. It overheats. I can't even tell the full story. My hair has shrunk so much in like 30 minutes. My camera overheated, y'all. So I had to take a little break. And yeah, child, that's ridiculous, child. Anyways, I'm going to just try and pick up where I left off. And I was saying that, so I just freestyled the calls. The ones that I picked up, I just freestyled the calls. So I was like, hello, thank you for calling, blah, blah, blah. I handled the situation. I hang up the call. Dummy is still on his computer with his AirPods in, still talking on the phone. So I'm like, okay, I know he hear these phones. He gonna pick up the next one. He gonna get the next one. So some time passed by. Property manager is still not here. The phone ringing again. Ring. So I'm looking at the phone now. I'm like, I'm not gonna answer it. I'm gonna just see if he gonna answer the phone. I'm looking at the phone ring. It's ringing. He's still there on his phone. Like he don't hear nothing. So I gave up. I answered the phone. Somebody was like, why y'all don't never answer the phone when I call? The customer service there suck. Where's the property manager? Like, I've been having problems for so long. Like, what's going on? So this call made me realize that this property, they're lacking. A lot of the residents was starting to call complaining about things that was happening inside of their apartment. So I write a note down and she hangs up. So I'm like, I am not answering this phone. I get up and I walk to the back of the building. It was like a little patio outside. I figured if I walked outside, he have no choice but to answer the phone. So I'm out there and I'm scrolling on my phone. I hear the phone in there ringing. Ring, ring, just ringing. And dummy is not budging. The man did not budge, y'all. He's on his phone and he didn't touch those cards for maintenance. And he didn't answer one phone. So I'm out there, I'm like, I know this guy is just literally not answering the phone. Like, he's deliberately ignoring them. What's with him? I sit out there for a little bit longer. The phone is still ringing. So I can see the property manager come through the door from where I was standing. So I'm like, good, she's back. Let me go talk to her. As I'm walking inside, the phone is ringing. So she's running into her office. She picks up the phone. She handled what she need to answer. She comes out. So she was like, you guys, some people is calling complaining that no one is answering the phone. You guys aren't answering the phone. So I looked to Dummy. He didn't say nothing. He didn't look back. So I'm like, Miss Property Manager, like, I answered the phone a few times, but you know, he's not really answering the phone. I thought maybe taking a shot at him. He still would not look back, y'all. He was stuck on his computer. He was deliberately ignoring us. And I found this so strange that if I peeped the energy, why she didn't say anything to him and she was just, I don't know, like oblivious, I guess, to what was going on. So I was like, I did answer the phone a few times, you know, like, I thought he'd been working here. Why can't he supposed to answer the phone and help out? Just help out. So she was like, yeah, you know, you guys, when you hear the phone ring, answer the phone. So I roll my eyes and I sit down. So she calls me into her office, and now she's like, I have some work for you to do. She gives me these piles of like folders, and each folder had the residence identification. I'm talking about job information, financial information. They had copies of their driver's license and social security cards. And she asked me to go ahead and sort these papers out, see what papers aren't signed, put them to the side, because it was time for renewals, that kind of stuff. Again, she said, take half and give Dummy the other half. So I give Dummy the other half. I put that on his desk like I did the little flashcards, right? He never turned around. He never looked at me. None of that. So I'm like, okay, that's his business. If the property manager not going to say nothing to him, I'm not going to say nothing to him. So I'm sitting there. I'm working through the papers, flipping through the papers. Okay, she got all her information. Okay, next folder. Okay, they got all the information. Yeah, okay, next folder. I'm doing my job. I can see on the side of my eye now. I can see some movement now on the side of my eye. So I'm okay. Maybe he's finally deciding to do some work. So I'm still, you know, flipping through my page. Okay, next folder. But I can still see him like fumbling with something. So I do a little one of these, you know, like I'm still looking down, but I'm like, you know, I look over to him. Who y'all? This man got his phone out. This is the folder. He got his phone out and he's doing like this. Videoing it, right? So I'm like, oh no, I know he not videotaping these people information. So I get a piece of paper. I just had to see for myself. I get a piece of paper. I crumble it up. It was a trash can right next to him. So I walk over to the trash can and I throw it in there. I get a little glimpse of his phone. Dummy is videotaping somebody's driver's license, social security number, her check stubs. And I'm like, oh my God. So I sit down. Now I pick up my paper, my folder, and I'm pretending to like, you know, look at my stuff, but I'm still trying to see what he doing. And he gets the next folder. Now I hear the, you know, like the photos. Now he's in the next folder and he's just all the information. So I say, Dummy. I said, I'm sorry, I had to say something. I say, Dummy, are you taking pictures of them people information? He was like, what you talking about? I said, are you taking pictures of them people information? Now, the whole time I'm talking to him, the property manager is in her office. Her door is slightly closed because she's busy woman, I guess. She's on the phone. So I'm like, you taking pictures of these people information? I don't know what you talking about, man. Mind your business. I don't even know you. Like, who you talking to? Getting buck with me. So I'm like, I just walked over there and I seen the lady driver's license on your phone. Man, I don't even know you. Mind your business. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little loud because I want the property manager to hear us having this conversation. So I'm like, I saw you. Like, I saw you taking pictures of this lady driver's license. Like, what? Why are you doing that? Oh, bro, because he still had his AirPods in. Bro, I'm going to call you back. This bitch. bitch. This bitch trying me. Like, she been trying me all morning. Like, I don't even know who she thinks she is. Like, I was here first. What? This is just a temporary job, bro. Pipe down. So I'm sitting there. I'm stunned at this point. I'm still wondering why the property manager has not come out. So this guy has lost his rockers. He had some anger issues and he exploded on me. So he was just like, I don't even know you be and all of this. I'm still standing. I'm shocked, y'all. I'm sitting there like shocked. And I was like, yes, you did. I'm like, I saw you take a picture of this lady driver's license. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Oh, yo fat ass. You fat. You did mind your business. Like, I was really shocked because it's like, where did all of this come from? I didn't even know this guy from a can of paint. And that was the most he had said all day. So now, when he started getting to the fat, like, come on with it. Come with something new. You calling somebody fat, child, I've heard that. I don't really even get called fat. Like, try something new. Like, I've heard that a million times. Like, that is not that lame. Try again. So now it's my turn. The ball is in my court. And, I don't remember verbatim, but yeah, he was like, I said some stuff for him to say, oh, I'll call my girl up here. And I was just telling him how wide his hips were, and he had cellulite on his thighs like a woman, and I told him that I can slip a credit card through his sausage on the back of his neck. Like, we were going at it, right? Now, y'all might think we was so loud. We was loud, but not really. So I get mad. I get up and I go to the back of the building where that patio was, and I call the guy who hired me. So I'm speaking to him. I'm like, yo, this job, I don't know if I can do it. I say, this guy that you have here already. He was like, oh, dummy. I'm like, yeah, dummy. You didn't even tell me it was someone at this job already. He is very, like, I'm weird energy. I'm very uncomfortable. I don't feel safe. He doesn't talk. He doesn't help out. He is just very weird. I'm not comfortable. He called me fat. He don't call me the B word. He's not it. So the property manager, not the property manager, the hiring guy was just like, yeah, I understand. Just give it another hour. They don't give a damn about you. Jobs don't care about you, y'all. So he was just like, give it another hour and, let's see if we can work out today. I get mad. I'm like, okay, whatever. I hang up. So now I'm coming back inside to where the building, and I see somebody standing at the front door. So I walk in and I go to the front door, and it's a resident. She was like, I've been calling the phone. Nobody really answered the phone. Like, and I come up here and it's people in here. Why you don't answer the phone? I'm like, oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I wasn't here, but this guy right here, sitting right here at this computer, he don't answer the phone for y'all. She was like, oh, yeah, he been here for like a couple of weeks. He is so rude and disrespectful. Where's the property manager? And dummy is just still on his AirPods. He's still talking crap, but like to a minimum. He now has turned his back to to us. The lady is loud. She wants him to hear her. She was like, he is so rude and disrespectful. I don't know why he works here. And I was co-signing. I was like, yes, he is very disrespectful. He is so rude. So the property manager comes out, and I'm like, yes, property manager, one of the residents needs to speak with you. Now, mind you, I didn't even jump in and tell what happened. The resident was first. So I'm like, yeah, the resident has an issue. The resident was like, you see that guy right here? I've come up here plenty of times. He'll look at me, don't open the door. He doesn't answer. He doesn't answer the phone. And the one time he did answer the phone, he was so disrespectful. Like, the lady was like telling the property manager all of it. And it was somebody else walking up. I guess it was another complainant that came up. They was like, oh, this guy here, he's so disrespectful. Like, bro, I was here at the door. He ain't even opened the door for me. Like, these people was coming up, like, complaining on dummy. The property manager was so naive, y'all. I don't know what was wrong with her. Maybe he cast a little spell on her or something. But she was just so naive, y'all. She just was like, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm going to talk to him. Yeah, that's unacceptable. I'm going to talk to him. Yeah, definitely. So I'm like, okay, she going to get to him. She going to get him. Soon as she closed that door, I'm going to tell her that I'm uncomfortable around him. And yeah, he doesn't help. I've been here 2 hours and he hasn't contributed to anything. So she finally closed the door from the residents, and then it was my turn. So I'm like, excuse me, Miss Property Manager, this man has called me fat. He has called me a B word. He has not helped me do any of the things you've asked me to do this morning. He won't answer the phone. I was just like, yeah, I'm not comfortable around him. Like, either you can call the job and have them release me and reassign me to another post, or you can call the job and have them unassign him. And you pretty much gave her an ultimatum. Now, you guys, I was so right all the way up until this point. Well, I'm going a little fast. But yeah, so she was just so naive. And I'm like, he has to go or I have to go. And I was like, not to mention, he was taking pictures of the driver's license out of the photos. No, was it? She a effing lie. She a effing lie. The property manager was like, excuse me, stop cussing. You know, don't have that kind of language in the leasing office, whatever. So he was just like getting mad. No, I wasn't. I say, yes, ma'am. If you take his phone, you will see that he was taking pictures of people identification. Like, you know, I saw him. He was taking video of the lady's social security card, driver's license, all of this stuff. These folders you gave us, he was taking pictures of it, stealing identity. So me and him get into it a little more. She's like, please, 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 stop. So I get mad. I go back out to the back patio. I call the job again. Now, this is what I went wrong, and probably not even really. So the property manager wanted us to calm down because she can go call the job, but I beat her to it. So I called the guy who hired me. I'm like, yo, I can't work with this guy. I'm so uncomfortable. Like, I can't do it. I've been here 3 hours. I can't do it. So he was like, I understand, Yolanda. If you need to leave, you can go ahead and leave. Now, that's what pissed me off. Why you didn't ask Dummy to leave? Like, I was here for 3 hours. I was very professional and polite. I showed concern to all of the residents. Everything the property manager asked me to do, I did it with a smile on my face. Even though I was in bad energy. Like, why are you telling me to go home? So he was just like, yeah, if you feel uncomfortable, then, you know, you just leave. And I'm like, well, this guy just called me a B word. He was taking pictures of the driver's license of the people that stay in the building. He was like, seriously? I was like, yes, seriously. Like, he was taking pictures. I saw him. And that's how we got into an argument. Like, after I confronted him about taking pictures, we had some words back and forth, and he disrespected me. And, you know, ever since this morning, I'm telling the guy from A to Z what happened. And then he was like, yeah, you know, you could just go for the day. I'm like, well, is you going to tell Dummy to leave? And he was like, well, excuse me? I was like, are you going to tell Dummy to leave? Like, because I don't believe I did anything wrong in my heart. I was there 3 hours, y'all. 3 hours. 3 hours. I was there 3 hours. It's no way. No way. I feel like everybody who he tried to pair there with Dummy ran away. That's what I feel like. Because the resident who was complaining said Dummy only was there for like a week or two. So I feel like the guy Dummy just wanted the office to himself. He's one of those the people who just had anger problems. He exploded on me, and he just probably ran off everybody else who tried to work with him. That's strongly what I think. And yeah, so I was like, is Dummy leaving? And he was like, well, excuse me? I was like, is Dummy leaving? He was like, well, you don't tell me how to do my job. And I was like, you know what? Well, you. And I hung up the phone, and I packed my bag. My boyfriend came, and we dipped out. So I was like, yeah, I last one day and for 3 hours. So technically it's like I quit, but technically it's like he fired me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, this camera keep overheating on me. I can't go no more. If y'all enjoyed my story time, be sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave a comment down below. Yeah, and let's make it do what it do. Peace.